All right, so a little bit of a short video today. A little bit of a short video today, but hey, we are what we're doing. Bean! Andy! Bean! Come here, buddy. Say hi to the camera. They're both like, man, it's too cold out here for this stuff. I'm going to the house. It is cold. It is 34, 35, something like that. So I'm not gonna be out here very long. So again, this one's probably gonna be a pretty short video. You heard the car. She was having a little rough time starting on that E85 when it's 30 some degrees out. But you know, Shake and Bake's doing her thing. So what we did last night. Alrighty, folks, you know I don't do a lot of sponsorships. I don't do a lot of shout outs. But this video is sponsored by Stark Performance and Maintenance, baby. Stark Performance and Maintenance. Mike is going from working at the dealership to owning his own shop and doing his own thing. So I need your help. He needs your help. So if you have anything from oil change to transmission fluid change, transmission swaps, cam jobs, whatever you need done to your car, regardless make, model, year, make, model, doesn't make a difference. Mike is an awesome mechanic. As y'all know, he's been Shake and Bake's mechanic the past probably 2.5 years, maybe 3, somewhere around in there. He's been working on Shake and Bake, so from that perspective, he's my mechanic. He is the performance shop that I am now going to get all my work done. And I would hope you know, you take my recommendation highly, because I don't recommend a whole lot of people, but I do recommend Stark's Performance and Maintenance. So let's get to the video. Was a number of things. All right, sorry about that. GoPro died on me. Can't remember quite where I was. So we did a number of things to Shake and Bake that we were going to run the track today, but obviously being that it's 30 some degrees out, MIR is closed, Cecil had already closed due to the weather, and then Capital also closed late last night. They took down the flyer for today. So obviously we're not getting a track video today, but I will go over the modifications that we did, starting with fresh fluids. So she got some fresh transmission fluid, she got a fresh oil change for the ProCharger. A few days ago she had a fresh oil change. We upgraded the thermostat to a 160, so I'm gonna have to hit up Dave and make sure he knows that, so he can swap up the fans, make sure they're coming on at the right times. So we did a 160 thermostat. We also fixed the plenum. So from what it looks like, the bolt and or the pulley just rubbed against, and I'll put a picture up right here, just kind of rubbed up against the plenum, but doesn't look like it went all the way through. So I asked Mike to, hey, let's just go ahead and, you know, weld it up. And he was he's a good welder, but he's newish, and he didn't want to take the chance of possibly blowing through and actually, no kidding, putting a hole in the aluminum. So what I'm gonna do is I ordered up some JB Weld, and when it comes in, I'm just gonna smooth that over. You can't see where it's at, you can't see it, so if it's a little ugly, I don't care. So I'm just gonna slap a little JB Weld over top of that. Excuse me, just to make sure we don't have a leak, because if we even have a little leak, that should clean it up. But again, it doesn't look like the bolt went all the way through, it just kind of scraped it. Let's see, from there, that's everything up top we did. We added excuse me, we added the torque converter. torque converter is in. I know I'm getting a lot of flack because I got a 4000 installed torque converter. We're gonna run it and just see what happens. Which came with an SFI flex plate. So if you're doing a lot of racing, these are some of the safety things you want to get. You want to get an SFI flex plate, because the stock ones in there have the possibility, if something goes wrong, coming up through the floor and literally cutting you off at the knees, or somewhere around the calves. So the SFI flex plate is meant to do exactly that: flex or break and not come up through the floor. The next thing we added was the one-piece drive shaft, which is somewhat of a safety thing, but also power to the ground thing. So now it's a one-piece DSS 4-inch aluminum drive shaft. And we also got the HHP Driveshaft Loop from HHP. We got that installed as well. And that saves it from, you know, falling on the track, screwing up the track, or possibly buckling up underneath you. All kinds of things can go wrong once your drive shaft drops, right? Because you're going forward, and if it drops like this, it could flip you over, could do a lot of things. Could come up through the bottom of the floor as well. So Driveshaft Loop helps with taking care of a lot of that. So again, when you're getting into this high horsepower, not only do things break, but there's a lot more safety stuff that you need to do, and I got beat up a lot, that you need to do to make sure you're safe on the racetrack. And the Driveshaft Loop and the SFI flex plate are just a couple of those. I'm looking at going pants and jacket next year, and then depending where we're at the end of the year, possibly putting a cage, looking at putting a cage in shake and bake, and that'll be a future video on what we're going to do in the future. But so that's why there's no racing footage today, because everything's closed. I did all of this last night, crossing my fingers. Well, MIR said they closed in the middle of the week, but I saw Capital was open, so I was kind of crossing my fingers. It'd warm up a little bit and Capital would open, but again, that's a safety thing. When it's cold like this, it's pretty dangerous to race. So they closed down as well. I apologize for the wind noise, but I know some of y'all like the backyard view. So yeah, and that's kind of where we sit now. Crossing my fingers. The weather is supposed to warm up a tad bit next weekend. I believe Capital is doing something on Saturday and Sunday, and MIR is doing a test and tune on Sunday. Rain's supposed to come in Friday, Saturday. Could that get pushed to Sunday? Maybe. Hopefully not. Crossing my fingers. If it does, that's probably the last chance this year we're going to get the race. I was hoping to get that 9 on the stock bottom end, but I'm not going to wait till next year. I'm not going to wait till next year to just do that. So, because when next year comes, I want to have the forged engine in. I want to have things turned up a tad, and we're going full bore with the forged engine. I think I've already proven the stock bottom end of the 5.7 is much more stout than a lot of people give credit for, especially the internet. The 5.7 stock bottom end can handle quite a bit more than people think it can. Now, do I suggest everyone go out and push 15, 16 pounds of boost through their stock 5.7? No, I wouldn't suggest that at all. The safe zone, I've always said 6 to 8, but I've heard so many people running 10 pounds of boost like I did all of last year. I'm upping that to 8 to 10 pounds of boost. You're pretty safe. Anything over 10 pounds of boost on the 5.7, you may be pressing your luck. And yes, I've been pressing my luck all this year pushing that much boost, along with a couple baby shots of nitrous we ran through the car. But I'll do a future what's coming in the future here soon. I'm going to do another video of all the modifications done to the car, because I continually get that question. Even though it's all in the description, I continually get that question. Literally on YouTube, like, it's in the description. and I get a lot of it on Instagram. So that's the plans. That's where we're at. We're just waiting for next weekend to see if the weather holds out and possibly get one more race weekend in. Get at least one test weekend with the modifications we did last night. So that's where we're at. That's where we're going. That's going to do it for this one, folks. If you're stopping in for the first time, please check out the rest of the channel. If you like what's going on, do me them few things. Like, subscribe, smash the bell, shoot me a comment, share it on your social media. I'll definitely appreciate it. Shake and Bake will definitely appreciate it, because every red penny from YouTube goes right into Shake and Bake. From Indy, Bean, and Modern Red Hemi, adios.